Junkies. Tour Junkies.
What's up, golf addicts? Welcome to the 2022 Honda Classic DraftKings Picks podcast. I'm your host, DB. I got Pat Perry with me. It's presented to you by our friends at FantasyNational.com, the best place, the one-stop place, the place we've been going to for like 5 years now. That's half a decade, fam. Yo, all right? They got the best PGA Tour tools, lineup builders, optimizers, stats. You can build models. You can model till the cows come home. You can model till you do it so much your wife feels like you're not even there for the kids anymore. Maybe she wants a divorce. You could get you could do all kind of fun stuff with fantasynational.com. It's the best place to go. And if you go to fantasynational.com/TJ, you save 20% off any membership level that you like, weekly, monthly, or annually. And if you try it out weekly or monthly and you say, hey, yo, this is banging, I'm going to do this, then you can upgrade and still keep the 20% off. It's the best. It's all we use, and every stat that we reference in these podcasts that we do comes to you courtesy of fantasynational.com/TJ. And it is misspelled on our banner. There's an extra A in there. That's Fantasy. If you go to Fantasy, you might find something else. You might find a little sneak, something, to maybe tickle your
Yeah,
middle area or something.
that
Maybe
may really get you divorced.
a
If,
Fantasy. Anyway, whatever. You get it. Welcome to the show. I've got a stiff Paloma tequila poured right here.
I just drinking a
I'm
little
feeling
normal
the
beer.
face is
no
getting numb on me, baby.
Mm,
Mm.
that's good.
Podcast use is rocking. Don't come a knocking. Sam's in the chat saying, just find a new me. He
Yeah.
feels so bad. I love we just call all Sam's mistakes out all the time.
Sam, do you just do this on like when like married couples, like they get
test
married, and like the husband just totally messes up the laundry the first time he does it. Like
yeah.
he puts the whites with the darks, and he turns
Bastard.
he turns everything the wrong colors, and then the wife is like, well, I guess you're never doing laundry again. And he's thinking victory. That's a
true.
victory. So like, is
That's true.
that what's happening here? Like
Sam's big braining us right now.
Yeah.
No, Sam's great. Our show's gotten so much better since producer Sam, but he's growing weary. So listen, hey, I know last week I talked to you guys about me going full time. I even mentioned slide up in the DMs. Let me know if you ever want to do something to help TJ out. And a lot of you have, and I appreciate it. I have not been able to get back to anybody, so just hold tight. Okay, I'm not full time yet. This is my last week. My last week doing the full time thing and the TJ thing. So I'll get back to you. I promise. I'm going to respond to everybody who's emailed me. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. You guys are the best. Thanks for all the support last week. By the way, it was great. We feel the love, and we feel the people out there trying to get Pat full time too. We feel it.
Mm-hmm.
We feel it. Pat, it was a terrible week for the Tour Junkies last week. Tour Junkies Nation. Not a lot of green screens. Not a lot of anything really. We weren't on Neiman. Our 2-minute men lineup got 2 of 6 through the cut after getting 6 of 6 through last week. But I will say, last week there was some carnage, man, because even though you only had 120 men in the field, like 8% got 6 of 6 through. And we talked about it being one of those weeks where you'd have a higher percentage get 6 of 6 through. That just didn't happen.
Did not
There's
happen.
a lot of carnage. Joaquin Neiman, rolled with it. Good for him. We had none of him, but we can't be any worse than last week. So hey, we're on the move. We're going to be trending right back up this week for the Honda. The Honda's got a special place in our hearts. It's the one time that we both hit a winner at the same time on each of our betting cards, with Matt Jones at 150 to 1 last year. I hit Keith Mitchell at 150 to 1 a couple years ago. We have a good sense for the Honda, and we're ready for it. We're going to get
Vegas
all
first round leader. We hit that several years ago.
Yes, Vegas first round leader, 100 to 1. We got a good radar for this event, so be on the lookout. Listen, the Corn Ferry Tour Junkies podcast with Garrett Simmons is going to drop this week as well. They're now stateside. That podcast was tremendous last week. He had on the winning caddy from the week before. It was a great interview. Garrett's crushing it. So Byung-Hun An won the Corn Ferry Tour event last week. Great stuff there. So check out Garrett's podcast this week. No DP World Tour show. They come back next week, so Mark Hill will be back then. And I do want to remind everybody of the Road to Augusta contest, okay? It's the best contest in all of PGA Tour betting or DFS, I guarantee you. It's going to get you and a friend to Augusta, all expenses paid, okay? Airfare, hotel. You're gonna fly into Augusta on Sunday night. You're gonna wake up Monday, meet me and Pat at Champions Retreat Golf Course, where they play the Augusta National Women's Amateur event the week before the Masters. We're going to play golf. We're going to have a great dinner. We're going to party, but not too hard because Tuesday morning we're going to wake up and we're going to walk the grounds of Augusta National for the Tuesday practice round. You, your guest, me and Pat, maybe a couple guys from PrizePicks. It's just going to be electric. We're going to have a great time. PrizePicks is a tremendous partner. Shout out to them, and we're having a lot of fun on PrizePicks. Okay, it's they're legal in like 20, I don't know, like 28 states or 30 states or something. They're not legal everywhere, but they're pretty legal. If you use promo code TJ when you sign up, it automatically enters you into the Road to Augusta contest, and you get 5 bonus entries when you sign up. Then you get an additional entry for every PGA contest you play in, and you receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. It's beautiful, man. You just pick a couple players, 2 to 5 players. You pick an over or under based on their projections, and you can win up to 10x any size entry. It's beautiful. You can play mixed sports. You can do all you want. Great app, great user experience. They're safe. They offer fast withdrawals. We love Prize Picks. And of course, Pat's Fantasy Golf Sommelier video that drops usually Wednesday morning on our YouTube channel is strictly dedicated to Prize Picks now. And he's on a good little run. I think you're like 5-2-1 the first 2 weeks of doing this. I think that's right, because you were like
It's-
3-1 the first week.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you're
And I
doing
was
great, buddy.
2-1-1. So yeah,
2-1-1
5,
this
2, and 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic stuff out of
Yeah.
Pat there. And if you've listen, if you want to enter, there's a link in the description. You can enter the Road to Augusta contest. There's a link in the description of the podcast and the YouTube channel. Click the new one if you're new, and if you're already a PrizePicks user, you can still get in the contest. Click the Google form link for existing users. Make sure you put your info in there, and it counts. The contest runs through March 14th. On March 14th, we're going to draw live we're going to draw a random winner of the Road to Augusta contest. So that's going to happen live on the Tour Junkies podcast randomly on 3/14. I can't wait for it, buddy. All right, that's that. That's Prize Picks. Good stuff. Let's get to it, Pat. We just did an extensive course breakdown on the betting show, but in terms of DFS, just some key stats, some things you're looking at, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What
So
do people need to know?
I won't get into the course since we did that on the betting show, but it is a very difficult course. This is a course where, you just got to be patient out there. You got to be, you got to hit fairways, got to hit greens, got to miss the water. Just can't hit it in the
Mm,
water. So for me, when I'm looking at stats, I'm looking at bogey avoidance. I'm looking at driving accuracy. The rough can tend to be a little bit penal here on this golf course. I mentioned ball striking and an approach. And then putting on Bermuda grass greens, I'll look at that as a little bit of an outlier. I like par 4 scoring, especially when you're getting into a par 70 course like we have this week. It's not very long, but again, it's a very difficult course. It plays difficult almost every single year. Um, it's funny because we talked about last week how difficult Riviera plays, and it played really easy, at least for Joaquin Neiman. But I think this week's going to play more true to form, and the weather doesn't look particularly bad, but still, it's just a very difficult course. And your past champions here, Matt Jones last year, you mentioned him. He was at 150-1. Sung J M in 2020, Keith Mitchell in 2019, JT in 2018. That's Justin Thomas, not
mm.
JT Poston, and then Ricky Fowler in 2017. So it's going to be a good week. I'm excited for it. I like the Honda Classic. We're going to get carnage. We always do, and I think you can get a little crazy with your lineups this week. So
Oh yeah,
we'll see what happens.
yeah. I think that's the biggest deal. I mean, we just did the betting show, and betting this event from an outright standpoint, very different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different every week, but it's different than picking a DraftKings lineup. You got to play the ownership game. You got to play the leverage game. You got to have the leverage here. And if there is if there's 5 tournaments a year that we just look at and go, yo, there is some serious variance, carnage, what have you, you know, um, it's this one. This is in the top 5 because it is so difficult. There are so many hazards off the tee and approaching these greens. You're 1 or 2 weird swings away from a guy trunk slamming and going home, or catching a lucky break and getting away with something, whatever. Like, so I definitely think from a DraftKings perspective, Be mindful of that. I said it last week. Actually, I said it last week. I said my picks for the top range were the three lowest owned guys, and for the most part, I did okay with that. Like I played Justin Thomas, he was low owned. I played Cantlay, but he kind of sucked on the weekend.
Hmm.
Um, I think I played Brooks, which killed me. But you can fade the chalk this week for sure. You can fade the chalk. So I think that's key. And it's a tough course. A lot of variance here for sure, like we said. All right, Pat. Let's get into it. Let's look at the 10K or 9K and above range. My bad. 9K and above. Matt Jones at 9K. I'm sorry. To me, that's egregious. You know what I mean? Like
It really shouldn't.
9K.
Yeah, come on. Just because he won here last
Yeah,
year, or
you can't do that. Don't do that. Don't be. I don't care if Matt Jones is projected at like -4% owned. Do not play Matt Jones at $9,000. You can't do that.
I feel like the
Sung Jae,
pricing this week is just crazy. It's weird, but whatever.
there's a few weirdos in there for sure. Sung Jae leads it off with Louis, Neiman, Berger, Koepka, Fleetwood, Horschel, Lowry, Noren, Wolf, Mitchell, and Matt Jones at 9K and above. I said this on the betting show. I feel like you're going to agree with this here. The fade for me is Tommy Fleetwood. Now, from a betting standpoint, on a lot of books, he's the second or third player from the top, the second or third shortest player, which I don't understand at all. Here at least he's sub 10,000. But I mean, even at 9,900, I know he's got two top five finishes here in the last couple of years, his last couple of attempts. I don't care. I do think we talked about this on the betting show that PGA National is one of those events where course history seems to not be as predictive as it may be on other courses. There's a lot of variance. Even the guys that have the best performances here tend to have more miscuts or top 50, T50s or 60s or 48s in there than other courses we see on the PGA Tour rotation because of the variance of PGA National, the wind, the water, the difficulty, the weather, all those things, right? So I don't care that he's got those two top fives. Tommy Fleetwood, said this on the betting show. He has got three top tens on PGA Tour events in 2020 and 2021. So like that's I don't know, like knock knock knock, like that's terrible. That's terrible. Tommy Fleetwood and his cankles dude is not they're not the same guy on the PGA Tour as he is on the European Tour. Um Even hard courses. One of the things I did on Fantasy National is I looked at difficult or average scoring conditions over the last 50 rounds, stroke gain, tee to green. Who's popping? He's 41st in that category over the last 50 rounds on PGA Tour events and majors. He's also 46th in putting on Bermuda surfaces in Florida. I kind of looked at Sawgrass or the Southeast. I kind of looked at Florida, Sawgrass, Innisbrook, PGA National, Harbor Town. Terrible putter on that Florida grainy Bermuda. I just hate the guy here. I'm not going to pay up for him. I think it's terrible. I think it's a terrible play. It's a sucker play. I don't even care if he's the lowest projected own. I'm not playing him.
That's a lot of talk about Fleetwood.
I'm sorry. I'll make this quick. I love Sung Jae at 11,000. I normally don't play the highest price guy. This is a shock to those of you who listen to the Tour Junkies podcast. I normally never play the highest price player. But I feel so good about Sung Jae's ability to at least give me in a world full of variance. I feel like he is the safest play up here, and I'll roll with it. So I love Sung Jae at 11K. I like Neiman at 10.6. I'm interested to see where the narrative falls on Neiman. Even last week, Scheffler coming off his win was a low owned guy, right? A lot of people don't like to play the week after a guy wins. This is not Neiman's first win on the PGA Tour. And even though he's like 23, I think he's pretty mature in his golf years and what he's done on the PGA Tour so far. I like him at 10.6. And then because of the savings and how I'm probably going to end up constructing a lot of lineups, Keith Mitchell at 9,100, I like a lot. I do think he will be somewhat popular as long as he's not, 20%, 18%. I'll probably still have a little bit of Keith Mitchell. I love the way he's playing. Obviously, he's one of the champions here. So those are my plays.
Okay. Well, yes, you're right. My fade here was Fleetwood. I just don't see paying up for him. He hasn't shown anything lately that can give us any kind of indication that he's turned the corner. So I will fade Tommy Fleetwood. I like Sung JM too. He's my favorite play, and like you said, for very good reasons. If you look at I don't like to talk models, but if I put together my model of my favorite stats, he's actually number one in here for me. So I think Sung JM is just like you said, a kind of a safe, really good
Yeah,
play here. He's probably going to be high owned. I really don't care. I'll get some leverage somewhere else. I like Shane Lowry at 9,400. I think he could be a very good play. I don't think he's going to be very high owned. He's fourth in the field in strokes gained approach. He's a good ball striker. He's a guy that avoids bogeys. I would not sleep on this bogey avoidance stat. I think
I
when
like
we
that.
get
I
when
like
we
that.
get on courses like this where you can't hit it in the water and you can't make big mistakes, that's like the best thing we really have to show over time that the guys that are more consistent and keep the ball in play and because you really you don't have to score a ton on this course. This is not a 20 under week. At least it
Right.
shouldn't be. It normally is not. So I like that about Shane Lowry. He's just kind of, hit some fairways, hit some greens, whatever else. Um, Also checks the box in par four scoring. He's top 15 in the field there. A guy right above him, too, that I like is Billy Horschel. Now, Billy Horschel's irons have been questionable at best lately, but he is a good driver of the golf ball. He's 12th in the field in good drives gained. He's top 10 in bogey avoidance. He's third in this field in putting on Bermuda grass greens. So I think Horschel, this is like feels like a Horschel golf tournament, a Horschel golf course, really. So I like Billy Horschel there at 9,600. And so there you go. Those are my plays in the 9K and above range.
I don't know about Horschel, but okay. Yeah. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube, this is what I want you to do. Last week, I mentioned I was going full time. A bunch of you guys gave out some suggestions of content that you would like to see the Tour Junkies do full time. This week, I want you to help me dive a little deeper here. Comment on the YouTube channel. Would you ever watch a tournament on mute and listen to a simulcast of me and Pat, of maybe me and Pat and a guest? Yes or no? Why or why not? Put that in the YouTube comments. We're doing a little bit of market research here. That will help us out. By the way, if you're also watching on YouTube, give me a like, give me a subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, you know, get Pat full time. That's the new move. That's the new hashtag. Get Pat full time. If you love Pat, you need to do that. Thank you. So comment. If you're watching live on YouTube, thank you. But wait and hold your comment till after the show is done. Also, a lot of you guys are walking around and your hair is walking around with you. And it's not walking around with you, it's walking away from you. It's saying, hey, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm going to go somewhere. And you're losing your hair. And you don't have to lose your hair anymore. There's a holistic solution for men that promotes healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions, and it's Nutrafol. Did you know there are 5 root causes of thinning hair? Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics that targets stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise. There are 21 potent, natural ingredients that support sex drive, better sleep, and less stress. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah, it does.
Yes,
In a
it
clinical
does.
study, men showed progressive improvement in their hair growth and thickness over 3 and 6 months. You want a little thickness in your hair? Nutrafol, okay? It's trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors. On the betting show, Pat thought I said bottom doctors. Bottom doctors ain't what we talking about. That's a different ad read altogether. Some of y'all know what that's about. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code Tour Junkies to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code Tour Junkies. Nutrafol supported us last year, supporting us this year. We appreciate them. They're good people. Check it out. Check it out. All right, Pat. We're down in the 8K range now. Is that what we're
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. AK.
I like this range. This is a little tougher for me to narrow down. Our boy Mito's up there. P. Reed, what's he doing? I don't know. Brian Harmon, Cameron Young, the new young stud. Everybody's up in arms about. They might have a
I'm just
little.
glad we're not $100 off like we were
True,
last
that's true. I'm
week.
glad we got the prices right here this week.
Yeah.
Johnny V, Aaron Wise, Mackenzie Hughes, Gary Woodland, Russell Knox, and Christian Bezadenhout at $8,000 on DK. Listen, this is pretty clear. I do like this range. I like a few names in this range, but I think I lean Mito at 89. I'm a believer in Mito overall as a player. I think he's super talented. Now, me and Pat, I think we got him right, right? Like if we faded him, early on in the season when a lot of people were pumping him up, and he kind of came back to earth a little bit after the hot start.
He really
I think
did.
we're back on now. I'm back on now. Ball striking's there. Florida, I think, is going to suit him better. I like
Eh,
Mito.
questioning.
Johnny V at 8,500
Woo!
is definitely a play that I like. In my first little model run on Fantasy National, he's the number one player in the old model, which is weird.
If you're if
Great
you're
record
if
here.
you're talking a cash play, wouldn't you say
Yeah,
Vegas is a cash play this week? I feel like he is. I feel like
yeah.
he's
I
a cash
mean,
play.
I would start out Mitchell Vegas. That's what I would do in
Yeah.
cash. I definitely and it's a weird week to play cash because
There's a
again,
lot of
carnage.
yeah.
So I'm going there. My my fade here is let me pull this up because I feel like I'm gonna have to defend this a little bit. My fade here is Gary Woodland, and I don't,
I don't know why you would have to defend that. Like I don't see
well, I
other
think
than
I have
his
to defend
history
it because
here.
of his incredible record here. But I
Yeah.
went back and dug through the last few years. His form incoming to the Honda was light years better than what it looks like today. I mean, today, from a ball striking standpoint, off the tee, approach, scrambling, literally everything is bad. It's bad. It's not good. If you look leading up to the Honda in years past, he looks like a different player from a ball striking standpoint. Last year or in 2020, he finished 8th at the Honda. Okay. But he also, I mean, he was killing it. He was killing it in 2020. Um, I just don't think that this is the week. I think Gary could be popular too. I don't know. It's just not the same Gary coming into here. So I'm out.
Okay. Um, is that all your fade? Did you give your fade?
Yeah, just that was literally the last
Oh wait,
effing
Gary
name
Woodland.
out
But
of
who else did you give besides Vegas? Oh,
my mouth.
Vegas and me too. Okay, not paying attention very well tonight. That
Maybe the first step of getting Pat full time is to Pat pay attention.
would help. All right, I'll start. Johnny Vegas, I like this week a ton. I will play him at 8,500. I think he's a great play. I mentioned him on the betting show. Whatever else, cash play. Love some Johnny Vegas. I like Christian Bezudenhout down here at the bottom here at 8,000. He has not played this event before, but I think that this is a good fit for him. You look at his stats; he's top 25 in the field in ball striking. He is 6th in strokes gained approach. He is 20th in bogey avoidance. He's also top 10 in putting on Bermuda grass greens. I think Seabez is a really good play this week, and who knows, this could be the first week that he gets a win on tour. So I like Seabez there. My fade is Patrick Reed. He sucks. So there you go. That's a fade.
He does suck. All right. Hit me with the 7K plays. 7K, we got oh man. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
slew of guys here. Now, I think from a lineup construction standpoint for me, because I like M, well, you mentioned M too, so this is going to be an issue for you. I mentioned M and Neiman, um, which I don't know that I'll play both of them together. I could, but I don't know that I will. I could see myself being a lot more active in this lower 7K, and I could see myself really being tight with the guys I have exposure to in the 10K or 8K and above range, like be real tight with those guys, and then mix it up a little bit with this 7K and a little bit of 6K. I don't love the 6K range as much, so I don't know that I want to go deep into that, but that might be my play for now.
All right. Well, And I agree. I think I'm probably going to have to dip a little bit lower here. But there are a few guys that I like. I could mention a lot of names. It's hard to just, peg three guys in particular. I'll start with my fade, though, up at the top, and that's Ryan Palmer at 7,900. I think he's not been playing very well at all lately. You look at his driving accuracy numbers, it's not very good. You look at, bogey avoidance, doesn't check the box there. So I think Ryan Palmer is, I'm off on Ryan Palmer. I don't like him. Not going to play him this week. So he will be my fade. A couple that I do like, though, down in well, I do like CT Pan. I know you hate CT Pan, but I just think CT Pan on courses like this is a good course fit. Good
No,
driver of the
it's not.
golf ball.
No, it's not. You can't. No, this course has so much variance. CT Pan is so variant as well. Like, who knows what's a good course for CT
I
Pan?
know. So maybe this is the week that you get some CT Pan action. Who
No,
knows?
but
Okay.
but you can't say it's the great course for him. It's not.
I do like Sepp Straka as well at 7,400. He's another guy that has played, pretty well recently. You look at the stats for him. He's a good driver of the golf ball. Checks the box also in bogey avoidance. I think Sepp Straka, this could be a good week for him. Okay.
Could be.
Um, what?
It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be a good week for anybody.
Yeah, it could. It could be.
It's Honda.
Yeah, Honda. Um, who else do I like? Oh, here's one that I like. I don't think you were expecting this name. Alex Smalley at 7,100.
Hmm.
He's going to be super low owned. Great driver of the golf ball. He's top 10 in the field, by the way, in good drives gained. Good ball striker. Pretty good putter on Bermuda grass greens. I think he has just been one of those that's popped all year long for me. Like, he just keeps showing up and showing up, and I just feel like this could be a good week for him. And nobody's going to play him. I mean, if we're talking about GPPs, nobody. He's going to be super low owned. He's
I'm
made
not sure
three.
why he keeps showing up. I don't. What does he do well?
He's made three of his last five cuts. So I just told you what he did well. I just mentioned it. I mean, we don't
Oh,
have to always play guys that everybody knows, DB. Just because you don't know who Alex Molly is doesn't
no,
mean
I
that.
know who he is. I just don't. I don't
Yeah,
think he does. I haven't seen him do anything like super well.
I think he's done some things well for
Oh,
this year.
yes, he's done some things.
Yeah. You know who
Hmm.
else has done some things well? Sam Ryder. He made a hole in one a couple weeks ago. I can't get away from Sam Ryder. Always got to play
Yeah,
Sam Ryder. Top 10 last year. I think I had him on the pod, um, or as one of my picks last year.
I hate your
Okay,
picks in
that's
this
all I
range.
got.
These are
I hate.
those are
I'm gonna hate
terrible
your
picks.
picks. I'm gonna hate your pick. This is what Honda Classic is about: hating people's picks. I can't wait to hate on your picks right now. I could guess them, by the way. I know
Well,
one of them that I hate already.
I can tell you my fade in this range, and you're not gonna like it.
CT Pan.
We didn't talk. No, yeah, he is a fade, but I'm gonna give you another one. We didn't talk about this on the betting show. I kept this one in my pocket. Uh, I I f- I freaking hate KH Lee this week.
I don't. That doesn't really trigger me. I thought you're gonna bring the heat more than that.
You liked him on the betting show.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't like this is
Oh,
7K range, and
I don't like KH
anything
Lee.
can happen this week. I don't know why you don't like him. Why don't you
Saying
like Cage
anything
Lee?
can happen isn't licensed to play dog shit players. Like you
KH
can't.
Lee isn't a dog shit player.
I'm not saying he is. He's not, but he's not. I'm just saying in general. You can't just say, "Oh, anything can happen." So I'm going to play Brian Stewart or Sam Ryder, whatever it is.
No. Don't put Sam Ryder in the
Okay,
same
CT
category.
Pan. Okay, CT Pan. CT Pan's
Don't put
worse than
CT
Sam Ryder.
Pan in the category of that. No.
I would take from now on, not past career. I would take Sam Ryder's career going forward over CT Pan's career going forward right now.
Do
That's
you
how
realize
confident.
that CT Pan won a bronze medal at the Olympics?
Oh God.
Okay.
Cage Lee progressively worse at the Honda. Came out first year of the Honda, finished seventh. Good for him. Next year finished 38th. Last year finished 20th. But what I hate the most about him is his irons are freaking terrible
I
right
don't
now.
understand why you need to use the
He's
word
lost
hate.
9.2 strokes approach in the last 2 events. How he managed to make the cut is a Christmas miracle in February. I mean, maybe gaining 5 strokes putting helps, but he still overall loses strokes on the putting surfaces for the most part. I think Cage Lee's a sucker play this week. We should all be done with Cage Lee for right now. Do I think he's an electric human? Yes. He's another South Korean that we hear has an electric
I like that
personality.
you were so like,
He's a
I
lot of
want to
fun at
revisit
parties.
this.
A lot of fun at parties, but no. I'm out. I'm out on Cage Lee. Who'd you say? Straka? I like Straka okay. Um, I like let me see here. I'm gonna just raw talent, I'm gonna play Nicholas Hogard. I talked about him on the betting show. Just a super talented European tour stud. I mean, kid's like 19. I don't even know that he can buy cigarettes anywhere. Or I mean, I know you can at 19. He's young, okay? He's young, he's a bomber, he's aggressive, which could get him in trouble here for sure, but I think he's an interesting GPP play because he offers it a lot of I think he does offer some real upside here. As we mentioned, first timers can do fine at PGA National with all that's going on. Lucas Glover. I know you're not going to crap on my Lucas Glover play because you love
I
Lucas
like
Glover in
Lucas
general.
Glover, but I don't like him this week. Screw it. Nope.
You have no reason not to like him this week. Give me a reason.
He can't putt.
Yeah, okay, but you like him on other
And his
weeks,
ball
and he still
striking
can't
hasn't
putt.
been very good either. I do not believe.
You do not believe was that a question? Yes, it has. It's been fine. He had one rough week at Pebble, but look at his ball striking. His off the tee and strokes gained approach game has still been very solid for Lucas Glover. He's fine. 37th at the Phoenix.
I think you're just in for a
He's
lot of pain
played the
this week.
Honda forever with plenty of top
No,
10s, a
I
couple
don't
top
care.
5s, top 20s. I think Glover's interesting here. I like him more in DFS than I even do betting, and I said I'd bet him at 66 to 1. Grayson Sig, I know a player that you also like. First timer
I do
here.
like Sig. Yep.
Sig's been playing a little bit better here in 2022 than he did start off the fall swing. He's a Southerner, loves this Florida Bermuda. He's going to be comfortable on ball striker if it gets windy, which right now is projected a little breezy on Thursday. I like that for Sig. If I'm going real low, I'll give you a bonus play here. If I get down there in the 7K range, I'm going to go a little Adam Svensson. I like Svensson this week. Coming off of a decent couple iron. He's had some irons have been hot in 2022. He's gained like, I don't know, what's that, like 6. He's gained like 10 strokes with his irons in 4 events. He can't chip or putt to save his life, but here we are. He's actually played the Honda before in his first go around on the PGA Tour, and then he got sent back to the Corn Ferry Tour, made the cut, finished 59th. But Svensson's a ball striker, hits a little baby fade consistently. Good dude. I like Svensson here. What about I also kind of like Zach Johnson. Did he kind of
Yeah,
pop for you?
he does. Yeah.
The old man kind of pops, especially tough track, windy, hit the fairway, hit the green, you know, get out of here. So Zach Johnson, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of names in here that are interesting. We'll talk about him in the Nut Hut. By the
You know
way,
what
if
I
you are,
bet?
yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you are a Nut Hut member right now, you have access to go and buy tickets right now to the Tour Junkies live golf event, September 23rd and 24th in Pennsylvania at Mountain Lake Golf Course. Did I say that right? I feel
No,
like
you
the
didn't.
tequila's
It's
kicked in. Is it Mountain Lake?
no Mountain
Mountain Valley.
Valley. Sam
Yeah,
needs.
but I
Sam's
knew it
gonna
was
slap you.
I knew it was wrong when it came out of my mouth though. I just knew I couldn't pull my brain couldn't pull Valley. Hang on, let me take another sip of this tequila. Anyway, tickets for the best golf event you will ever go to in your life have opened up about an hour and a half ago. And the link is in the Nut Hut only with a password. It's password protected for the next week. After what? Oh, after this week. So on next week's show, it'll go live to everybody. So get in there. Limited spots for the Friday event, the Team DB versus Team Pat event. You are going to want to be a part of that. That's the inaugural Golby's Cup. You're going to want to be there for that. This is going to be an electric event. Check it out. All the event details are right there. You can click the link in the Nut Hut and check out all the event details. It's fantastic. And you're going to get a discount too if you sign up now. So get in the Nut Hut. If you're not a member right now, go ahead and sign up so you can get in there and take advantage of this deal. Trust me, the $10 you pay a month or $90 you pay a year for the Nut Hut, you get a better discount if you sign up for this golf event now than you will if you wait and then pay full price. All right, what were you gonna say, Pat?
Oh, I was going to talk about Zach Johnson. He seems like a person that would have like at his house like really good grass.
I
Like
knew
he
this
like
was coming.
he
Well, he's a
keeps
John
like
Deere guy. He's a
yeah
big John Deere
yeah
guy.
he keeps his grass all good looking and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know what? Here's how I keep my grass
Smells like an
good
ad
looking.
read.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because it's hard to think about the fact that we're hitting spring here soon, so you got to get your grass looking good, and you don't want to put all kinds of chemicals in there, DB. Okay, too many chemicals these days that people are putting down. Sunday lawn care is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards. Sunday is different. Now you don't have to choose between having a beautiful yard and keeping your family out of harm's way. Because we don't want like when you put chemicals on your grass, it could hurt the dogs. It could hurt the ladybugs, things like that.
God.
Praise God, the ladybug. Um, Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. They have custom plans, DB. You go on their website, you put in your address, and it's going to give you a custom grass plan for the year. They're going to
Mm,
give you ingredients like seaweed, iron, molasses. All these things you
yeah.
can feel good about the ladybugs and the kids and the pets being on your grass. Okay. So, look, all you got to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address. They're going to get you that grass plan. Okay. It's going to be fantastic. And Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off. Okay. A full season plan starts at just $129, and you can get 20% off of that at checkout when you visit getsunday.com/junkies20. Okay, that's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/junkies20. I can tell you from personal experience, this stuff is fantastic. It's easy to apply. Just hook it up to your hose, spray it on your grass. It's good stuff. And you got to get ready, okay? I know we're still in winter, but spring is right around the corner. Let's get our
Yeah.
grasses looking good, okay, fam?
Yeah. Praise God. I forgot to shout out the Nut Hut Listener League winner, SD. I don't know what the hell the username this is. SDT0314. Congratulations. You scored 551 points. You won the Nut Hut Listener League. You have a chance to win a trip to come play golf with me or Pat in Augusta or Savannah, but I'm not giving it to you until you change your DraftKings avatar. So thank you for you, SDT 0314. 6K range, Pat.
Okay.
I don't love this range. Not going to have a lot in here. I don't know. I mean, normally on an event where you'd have a lot of variance, like you'd feel good about it. I guess I do like it a little more than I do betting this range, but from a DraftKings standpoint, I like you mentioned him at the end of the betting show. JT Poston at 6,800.
Mm-hmm.
I like JT coming back to the East Coast, getting off that POA mess. Get out of here with that weed shit. I'm tired of that POA weed. You know what I mean? Like JT doesn't need all that. But JT can hit some fairways. He can hit some greens in regulation. He can putt on Bermuda like nobody's business. I'll take it at 6,800. Vaughn Taylor, god dang, did Vaughn Taylor like jump off the screen from a stat perspective to
Yeah,
you?
Von Taylor, I think
I had to.
it's he feels like a not a must play because nobody in the 6K range is a
God no,
must play.
no.
But I do like him this week.
Okay, he's top 15 in strokes gained putting on southeastern Bermuda courses, like I mentioned earlier, Harbor Town, Innisbrook, Sawgrass, and this one, PGA National. He's 15th in fairways gained over the last 24 rounds and 11th in strokes gained approach over the last 24 rounds at 6,800. I was like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So Vaughn Taylor's interesting. Um, how about another one we haven't talked about tonight, but also popped? Luke Donald, 6,400.
God, this is the second time you've mentioned Luke Donald this year. In the
Why
year
am
of
I doing
in the
that?
year of 2022,
The
you've
year of our
mentioned Luke.
Lord. But
You've men-
have you looked at Luke Donald's performance here? Now, granted, most of the damage done prior to 2015, but he is a previous winner here in 2006.
This
2006.
feels like a Luke Donald course, but
I
still, I
mean,
can't play Luke Donald. I'm
finished
sorry.
11th as recent as 2020. 11th.
I think
Luke Donald. I mean, even recently, 27th at Waialae at the Sony, which is a similar coastal Bermuda short course. Bombers don't have as much of an advantage, maybe. I mean, it's kind of wild. But
doesn't Luke Donald have his
6,400?
own wine now?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
I think he
I'm sure he
does.
does.
Um,
And the last thing is like, I mean, and this may be a homer play, but I just know this kid's got talent. Okay. He's got talent. We know he's got talent, but he has sucked balls since 2022. Max McGreevy, our
oh
boy
gosh.
Swedberg, our
Mm.
boy Swedberg is on the bag for McGreevy. He's 6K. He's minimum price. Okay. He gains strokes putting on Bermuda. He's very comfortable on Bermuda. He's a great putter. Kid's a good putter. He's just not done anything since the fall. In the fall, he had a 19th at the Houston and a 16th at the RSM. And then it's been miscut, 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 miscut.
Yeah, he's had a tough start to the year.
But high variance, 6K, get him on a place he's a little more, comfortable rolling the rock. Max McGreevy, 6K minimum. I mean, it could be something. Could be nothing, could be something. But
Well,
Poston and Vaughn Taylor are probably the two that are popping the most for me.
Well, I like Poston and I like Vaughn Taylor. I had them both written down, but a couple guys here at the top that I like. Matthew Naismith is at 6,900. He's a guy that's a fantastic ball striker. Putter is always the thing for him. He's kind of like to me like a Keith Mitchell light, but except he can't putt on Bermuda as well as Keith Mitchell can. But I do like the ball striking ability that Matthew Naismith has, and then Mark Hubbard. He's another guy, good ball striker. Great on approach. He's top 10 in the field in bogey avoidance. Good scrambler. I think Hubbard right there at 6,900. He's played pretty well recently, also, so I like him at 6,900. Why are we not talking about Harry Hicks? Did he get out of this turn? Did he back out?
No,
I
no.
feel
I mean,
like
despite
Hicks is a
your
decent
ability to
play.
pick a guy that withdraws before the
Yeah, I
show,
do have a good
he's not.
ability to do that. But
I
he's
mean, what's he really doing though, other than putting great? Like that's what's hard for me to do with Hicks. Why are we saying you're sitting here saying like he's been playing okay, but he's got a 55th, a 49th, and a miscut, a 40th, a miscut, a miscut. Like he's not playing great. He's just making cuts and you're refreshed to see him making cuts. But he's
Yeah,
not
he's
playing
making
great.
cut. I mean, for one, when you take a 6K guy, you really just want him to make a cut. But he has played okay here. He's got a top 25 finish. So I don't know. Hicks makes a little
He
bit of
gained
sense.
8.1 strokes on approach the year he finished 25th. Like, do you know how hard it is on the PGA Tour to gain 8 strokes and only finish 25th? That's damn near impossible.
I'm just
Has he
saying. I think
he's
there's a lot of holes you can poke in almost every single player in the 6K range.
okay,
So,
in his PGA Tour career, shot link data, 63 entries according to Fantasy National. The best approach play the approach week he's ever had, other than last year's Honda, was 5.4 strokes gained on approach. He gained 8.1 last year and still finished, 19th. That's hard to do. I don't believe I love Harry. He's a great guy. He was a great interview. We had him on the show. Look it up on YouTube or podcast. Great interview. I want him to do well, but I'm sorry. Until he figures out how to hit more fairways and hit more greens in regulation, which he does not do, I'm out.
if anybody wants a lesson, we could clip this about
A lesson in what?
overthinking golf. Just listen to
Uh,
what DB just said. Just
you and
listen to
your
what he just
natural.
said.
Okay, dude, he's not playing well.
I'm just telling you that
You're giving him a pass
you could
because he's
say
making
this about a
cuts.
lot of people that actually then end up winning a golf tournament.
Yeah, but there is
James
nothing.
Hahn missed like 8 cuts in a row and then won a golf tournament.
Okay, yes, there is the James Hahn example,
So,
but there is nothing else that indicates Harry Higgs should be winning anytime soon. There's nothing, zero.
and case in point of what
Unless
I
he gains
just said,
15 strokes
that we
putting.
just spent way too long talking about Harry Higgs when I just offered him up as a suggestion. He wasn't even one of my top plays here. Offered him up as a
Okay, now
suggestion.
you're backing down.
DB goes into a
Now you're backing down.
diatribe about why you don't want to play Harry Higgs
I
in the
get it. I would back
6K
down
in the
too.
6K range.
No, I totally get it. I would back.
I'm playing him. I'll play him just because you did all of that.
Yes. No.
It's
Yeah.
one guy in the 6K range that I mentioned, and you just like went all in about, and you like went even deeper into your narrative about why not to play him.
No, because I think I see people tweeting about him, and I'm like, yeah, he's a great guy. He's funny. He's great. Yeah.
I'm
Love
not
Harry
paying
Higgs.
attention to Twitter. I don't know what the hell Twitter's saying about Harry
Well,
Higgs.
I do. I was on it today. People talking about Harry Higgs. I'm like, great, great guy. Doesn't mean he can all of a sudden hit an iron shot in the middle of the club
I'm
face.
not them. I'm not on Twitter talking about Harry Higgs. Go at them, not me.
You should be. All right, I'm going at them. If I see you tweet about Harry Higgs this week, I'm going off on you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna crush you. No, I love Harry Higgs.
I'll for damn sure I'm going to tweet about him if he's leading after Friday. I don't even
love
care
Harry
if
Higgs.
he's
God, I love Harry Higgs. I do. I love him. I want him to be great. I want Big Gravy, Big Sexy, whatever his name is. I want him to be great. I want to watch him on TV until I die. I do. I want him to all of a sudden turn into the freaking Tiger Woods of our generation. I would want nothing less for Harry than that, so that we can assure that our kids can watch him into their 40s and 30s, But it's not going to happen. And it dang sure ain't happening right now.
I hope Harry Higgs wins this week. That will be great.
I mean, is there anybody you would be willing to wager against Harry Higgs in the 6K range?
No, because I just offered him up as a thought process while I was in the middle of the 6K range.
I mean, what about Luke Donald? I'd take Luke Donald over Harry Higgs right now.
I'm not. I just did a TikTok. Okay.
By the way, if you've not seen the Pat Jackson Mahomes TikTok, it's on the betting show. You need to make sure you watch that on YouTube. If you don't watch that on YouTube, you are worse than the Harry Higgs truthers for this week. You need to watch that on TikTok.
All right, we need to move on. We got to make a lineup here.
Okay, make a lineup. Joint lineup, DK joint lineup that will not have Harry Higgs in it. I can tell you that much. 2-minute men. Welcome to the 2-minute men, where we two men build a lineup in 2 minutes. And last week it sucked ass. It was the bottom doctor lineup, if you will. But the week before it was good. It was solid the week before. High variance. We're going to build this lineup, assuming GPP, mass entry, trying to finish top 1%. Pat, that's what we're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, somebody just bought a ticket to the live golf event. Let's see. Maybe we should give this person. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. Who is this person that just bought live while we're on the show? Props to them. Let's see what team they picked, Pat. What team do you think they picked? Me or you? Steven Shannon. Shout out, Steven. Never even heard of him. What a great guy. Team DB. Woo! Another one for Team DB. Awesome. Thank you, Steven.
Wow.
Thank you for your support. That's beautiful, man. Praise God. All right. 2-minute men. Producer Sam, you start the clock. Pat, let's get going. Okay, here we go. Sungjae.
We got to start with Sungjae. Yeah, we got to start with Sungjae.
Okay, Sungjae is in there. Oh, that was easy.
So that's going to drop us down. I think we need to get into the 7K range. We go to the low 7K range.
What?
I think we need. Well, let's just go. Let's see what happens here.
Swafford?
No, I'm not on
I like him for a top
20.
Sig?
Let's go
Glover?
Sig. Yeah, let's go Sig.
Sig. Chopping Nikolai Hogard?
Are you not? You're not big on Seabez, are you?
No, I like Seabez. Let's go Seabez.
Okay,
I can get down with Seabez. What does that leave us right now?
78.
I don't like that. What if we go? I want to go back up. What if we get a little Keith Mitch? No, we didn't talk about Matthew Wolf. I think he's got some upside in DFS. I don't want to bet him outright, but I like him in DFS.
No, but I don't think we can go. Maybe we go Mito.
Mito? I like Mito. All right, it's a little chalk there, but we'll
go
eat it.
Mito.
Chalk there. All right, what's that do?
73.50.
73.50.
Do we go down to like Von Taylor or
What about Poston? We both like Poston.
okay, I'll go Poston.
All
That's
right, let's do Poston.
risky, but you know what? I like that.
Oh yeah, we're some risky biscuits though. That's what we do.
And then we get some room.
At least
Taylor Moore,
79.
by the way, we've never even talked about, but I think Taylor Moore is interesting, but he's at
Yeah, I don't want to do Taylor Moore. What does that leave us?
7,900. CT Pan? You want some
No,
CT?
no.
Look, we got one guy left we got to take.
I like Hogard.
Let's go Hogard. You've been all over
Or
him. Let's just
Glover.
go.
Or Glover. I mean,
No.
honestly, Glover's probably the safer bet to make the cut.
Hogard. No, Hogard.
Okay, Hogard. All right, I like it. $300 left on the table for GPPs. Sung J M, Mito Pereira, Christian Bezadenhut, Nikolai Hogard, Grayson Sig, and JT Poston. That's
I
your
like
2-minute
this
in lineup. That's a good one, man. That one feels just queasy enough that it might be pretty good. You know what I mean? That's good. All right, that's the Tour Junkie show. DraftKings recap. Listen, if you did not watch the betting show to get Pat's payoff of the bet that he lost a couple weeks ago, Taylor Gooch versus Tony Finau, he had to repeat the Jackson Mahomes TikTok dance. If you didn't go back and watch that, then you need to right now. Right now. Drop what you're doing. Watch it right now. Also,
I
in the
think
comments,
we'll post it somewhere eventually.
we will also post it on Twitter, yes, and Instagram and TikTok. In the YouTube comments, like and subscribe first of all. But would you ever watch a tournament on mute and listen to a simulcast of me and Pat, us and a guest? Yes or no? Why or why not? We want a little feedback here, looking at expanding the content horizons. Appreciate all of you watching, listening, whatever you're doing. We appreciate the support. Tour Junkies, we hope your screens are green this week because they sure weren't last week if you listen to us. So Honda Classic 2022, let's get it. See ya.